protein is an important nutrient for all children, but in the toddler years, particularly from milk, milk offers a great source of protein that is pretty easily consumed by children. Do you ever wonder whether toddlers really need milk? With so many different milks available on the market today, pea protein, soy, oat milk, it can totally leave you wondering whether your toddler really needs to be drinking real milk or cow's milk. Do toddlers even need milk? In this video, I'm going to walk you through the nutritional benefits of milk, the potential pitfalls of milk, which toddlers might not even need milk, and some tips for you if you are planning to start your toddler on milk. Because whether or not a toddler really needs milk depends on a few factors, and you need to know about these. So let's get started. One of the biggest benefits of milk for toddlers is the nutrients that it contains. If you look at the package of different nutrients available in milk, from protein to vitamin D and calcium and phosphorus, vitamin A, selenium, zinc, there are actually 13 different nutrients that come in the package of nutrition when your toddler is drinking milk. So these 13 different nutrients help your toddler meet their needs for growth and development, from bone development to weight gain to height growth. All of the nutrients are important. There are 6 nutrients, though, in milk that I want to personally highlight for you. Calcium. Milk has a great source of calcium, about 300 milligrams per cup, and it's very much part of your toddler building their bones. So calcium gets laid down in the bones, it makes them stronger, more dense, and this helps the bone actually grow in length as well. Vitamin D is a partner with calcium. We can't deposit calcium in the bones unless vitamin D is present. The other thing about vitamin D is the fact that it's very much part of a healthy immune system. So vitamin D is fortified in milk at about 100 IUs per cup. All kids over a year of age need 600 international units or IUs of vitamin D each day. That can come from a variety of foods. It can also come from being out in the sunshine. But remember, if your child has darker skin and uses sunscreen and lives in the northern part of the United States, that child will have a harder time absorbing vitamin D from the sun. So it's really important that vitamin D comes from foods. We all know that protein is abundant in milk, at about 8 grams per cup. But what does protein really do? Well, protein is full of amino acids, and these are essential for growth. So all of our organs, our muscles, our bones, they rely on a protein source as the foundation for growing. So we particularly know in young children that protein is important for height growth, or what we call linear growth. So we also know in other countries where protein is inadequate, we see problems with growth. We see shorter stature and growth stunting. So protein is an important nutrient for all children, but in the toddler years, particularly from milk, milk offers a great source of protein that is pretty easily consumed by children. Another element of milk is fat. And if you've been in the grocery store, you've probably seen all sorts of fat levels in milk. So you can see whole fat or whole milk. You can see 2% fat, 1% fat, 0% fat, or also known as skim milk. But the fat in milk serves 2 purposes, in my opinion. Number 1, it provides a calorie source, which is so important, again, for children who are growing in the toddler years. But number 2, fat is required to absorb the fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. So it has 2 purposes. One, so that it provides a source of calories, and remember, for the brain, fat is one of those preferred nutrients for brain growth and development. And then it also helps the body absorb the fat-soluble vitamins. Vitamin A is one of those fat-soluble vitamins you can find in milk, and it's very important for vision development, so the formation and health of the eyes. So that's important as well. Last, a lot of people are surprised to know that you can find zinc in milk. And zinc is important for fighting infection and keeping the immune system robust, but it is also involved in growth and taste. So we want to have a good zinc status in our children so that they grow normally and they can actually perceive the taste of food. So if you have a toddler, you might be wondering, when can I introduce milk? Well, the American Academy of Pediatrics states that cow's milk should not be introduced until after 12 months of age. So this can be a little bit confusing, so I want to clear this up. Things made with cow's milk, like cheese and yogurt, can be introduced at around 8 to 10 months of age. That's because these foods are aged and processed in a way that allows them to be gentler on the baby's tummy or digestive tract. Regular milk, liquid milk, however, has not been processed enough in that manner to be easy on your baby's GI tract. That's why we recommend, and I agree with the American Academy of Pediatrics, that babies and young toddlers do not start cow's milk until they are 1 year of age. So some toddlers may not need milk at all. Who are they? These are the toddlers that are growing well. If you're looking at their growth chart, they're gaining weight, they're growing as predicted, they're healthy, and they're just doing really well overall. They may not need milk. Other toddlers who don't have any food allergies and who don't have any chronic medical condition that changes their diet may not need milk either. If you're interested in other types of milk for your toddler, you can watch my video about milk alternatives. I run through all the different types of milks that are available, plant-based, soy milk, even cow's milk, in that video to help you make the best decision for your toddler, should you want to do a non-dairy milk or a plant-based milk. So let's get into those tips for toddlers who do drink milk. There's a few things you want to keep your mind on in order to make sure that milk is a positive part of your child's diet. Number one, after your baby turns 1 and you're ready to start milk, look for a full fat milk or whole cow's milk. Again, the fat in that milk is still very important to your toddler's brain development. And so at least until age 2, we want to see toddlers on full fat milk. Number 2, offer milk with a meal. The reason why I recommend this is that a lot of toddlers love their milk. They drink a lot of it, and unfortunately sometimes can replace real food with milk. They get hooked on milk, they fill up, and they don't want to eat the real food you've made for dinner. So if you offer it with meals, and even offer it at the end of the meal as opposed to starting the meal with milk or alongside the food, if you offer it towards the end of the meal, let your child get started with eating solid foods and then bring milk to the table when they show that they're thirsty, that's going to encourage them to get nutrients from food and not fill too much up with milk. Now, I have a story to share about this. My own first child was a big time milk drinker as a toddler. And unfortunately, it led her to basically get iron deficiency anemia. So cow's milk can replace or interfere with iron absorption of other foods that are being eaten in the meal. And if your toddler is drinking a lot of milk throughout the day, that can interfere with the absorption of the iron that they're getting from other foods. I experienced it myself. My daughter had to go on an iron supplement for a few months. It was not fun because we had to have blood drawn to make sure that she was deficient and to make sure that we were replacing that iron. So I want that to not, I don't want you to have to go through that. So just remember, if you're doing milk, offer it with meals. Don't let your toddler drink all day long. Drink their milk all day long. And I will be creating another video after this one about how much milk toddlers need. So stay tuned for that. Third, offer milk in a cup and avoid offering it in a bottle if you can. I know that transition from age one, when you're just starting out, we're pretty bottle heavy, but I always say to my mamas and papas of babies, the goal by a year is to be transitioning away from the bottle and onto a cup. So again, if you can offer milk in a cup, you will be better able to avoid large volumes of milk throughout the day with your toddler. Drinking milk out of a bottle can encourage overconsumption. And guess what? This advice goes for toddlers who are drinking plant-based or non-dairy milks also. Too much in the bottle is just too much, and it can interfere with the nutrients and the food learning and the developing food preferences that we want all toddlers to experience. That's it for today, folks. I hope this helped. Don't forget to come back to the channel to see my video on how much milk do toddlers really need. And if you liked this video, be sure to like it, subscribe to this channel, and tell me in the comments below, what is it about milk that you think is important for your toddler? All right, folks, I'll see you next time. Take care.